What is going on, everyone? Today is Sunday, May 4th, 2025. We are here with our NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, MLB. We got 5 games on the slate we're going to be getting into in the MLB Sunday slate today. Last night, Saturday, May 3rd, we had a couple game 7s in the NBA, one in the NBA, one in the NHL. The Nuggets took down the Los Angeles Clippers 120-101. Story of this game was basically a lot of people weren't saying the Nuggets, they're a two-man team with Jokic and Murray. They got 22 points from Aaron Gordon, 15 from Michael Porter, 16 from Russell Westbrook off the bench in what seemed like a revenge game for him. He wanted to, take down those Clippers, the team that kind of doubted him and shipped him off. But 27 minutes, 16 points for Russ. That the hilarious dunk at the end where he got the technical to kind of put the dagger in them. But Nuggets move on to get the Thunder. And then in the other game 7, we had the Dallas Stars taking down the Colorado Avalanche in Dallas 4-2. It was 2-0 Colorado. And then Dallas scores 4 straight in the third period, including an empty net. Rantanen had 4 points. It was an absolute crazy period by him. 4 points, 3 goals, 1 assist. Johnson gets the game winner with the third goal on that power play late in the third. Rantanen gets the empty net for the hat trick. Ace, I know you were on those Nuggets and Stars. 2 great picks there last night. We have a couple more game 7s today that we're going to get into, but what did you think about those games last night?
Yeah, like you said, we'll start with that NBA game. I mean, that Nuggets team, that we knew that was going to be a tough series against the Clippers, 2 evenly matched teams. I believe it was the 4 and the 5 as well, right?
Game 7, James Harden showed up.
Yeah, and the big thing is, though, coming into the playoffs, I know Mackey was high on those Clippers, talking about some of their inefficiencies in the regular season, but it's still basically that same team that won it all. Yeah, Jamal Murray had a tough regular season, but he showed up in the playoffs when it mattered. He looked really good. They got Aaron Gordon back. You mentioned his 20-plus points, and he was very noticeable out there. He's one of the better players on that team, really stepping up. And then guys like Christian Braun, and
Braun had a
Russell
hell of a game.
Westbrook. Yeah, Braun was
He could
good
not
by
miss
series.
for a while.
Yeah, and he's been hot from 3. He had a good game 6 as well. Couldn't get the job done there, but gets it done in 7 at home, proved massive, and they had that huge run to open the second half, and they already had a 10-point lead. I think I was watching, it was 60-50. Next thing I know, it was 75-50. I'm like, oh, now it's over. So that was great to see. It's just tough for me to go against Jokic. Mac even saying, oh, they don't have a coach, and it's like Jokic is coach of the team. Is that the worst thing in the NBA?
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I mean, he's one of the best players. I was saying this last night, too. My Celtics, like, who am I scared of? Obviously, the Thunder are good. You never want to see Curry in the playoffs. You also never want to see the Joker because he's still maybe the best player in the league. I know some of these other guys are like Tatum, Shea, Curry, Edwards. They're all really good. They could be better, more athletic, younger.
Yeah, no, Jokic is still the guy.
A dominant force. Like, he had that triple-double already, basically, at halftime. So, shout out to them. They'll have a nice second-round matchup. But jumping over to the NHL game, I mean, that was a barn burner. That place was buzzing. The Stars looked dead in the water after 2. They couldn't get any offense going. They had 10 shots on net. And then they get to the third period, and who, of course, but Moose, Mikko Rantanen gets him going against his former team. He had that electric game 6 in a losing effort. And then they get some puck luck back in game 7 that bounce off the skate, that little bar down snipe. And then they find the kid, Wyatt Johnston, one of the youngest superstars in the league, back-to-back years with a game 7 game-winning goal. And then
I didn't know he was that young. I mean, I knew he was young, but isn't he like 22?
Yeah, 22, 23 years old. One of my favorite players in the league. That's why I've been so high on the Stars team, because they have so much superstar potential. They have so many great guys. The depth throughout the lineup is great. Harley and Lindell doing very well without Heiskanen in. And then, of course, Rantanen finished off with a hat trick. But the quote afterwards by Nate McKinnon was what I was saying all along. They're like, what do you think about after losing this team, again, the Dallas Stars team? They're like, they didn't even have their arguably best defenseman or best forward in Miro Heiskanen and Jason Robertson. We still couldn't beat them. I think the big difference maker, too, is Jake Ottinger. You got Otter in the pipes is just another piece on that team compared to Mackenzie Blackwood's a much bigger spot. So it was really nice to see that team move on. My future lives on, too, from before the season. That's my cup pick from before the year started. I have the ticket printed out, just hoping it can keep staying alive. But grabbed them as a 2-unit playoff. I don't know if you noticed that, at plus 145 yesterday. Yeah. Took them on the alt. You know, we talk about that a lot. Sometimes if you really like a team in hockey, maybe just sprinkle on the alt because it's a great line. I think it was like plus 290. And then at one point in the third, I grabbed them at plus 1250, down 2-0, and then it ended up hitting. So that was just electric factory. Love to see it. But we got some more game 7s today, so I'm looking forward to those.
Absolutely. We'll start out in the NBA. We'll get to this first game in the second round with the Pacers and Cavs. facing off game one of the Eastern semifinals. Pacers are an 8.5-point underdog going to Cleveland, over under at 229.5. Cavs money line is minus 325. Pacers plus 260. Obviously, an 8.5-point spread here. I think it's a lot of points. I think this Pacers team is not getting the respect they deserve. I do think Cleveland is very good. They're going to win this series, I think, probably in 5 games. I think this could be a similar series last year when the Pacers went up against your Celtics. It was a 4-0 sweep, but the Pacers felt like they were in every game last year in that Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics just proved they were the better team in the end, winning every game. I think there was one game they blew them out, but I mean, that was a given in Boston. But I think 8.5 points is a little too many for game one here. I like the Pacers plus the 8.5 points.
Yeah, surprising to me to hear you say that you think they're going to be disposed in 5. I mean, we saw them get to the Eastern Conference Finals last year against a very, very valiant opponent in the New York Knicks, and they got the job done in Game 7 in New York. But I talk about this Cavs team. It's tough to think about. Do you think the Pacers catch them on a lull as they're hitting their stride right now with a big, massive game winner by Halliburton over those Bucks? Meanwhile, the Cavs have been sitting kind of waiting after demolishing the Heat in Game 4 of their sweep. I'd like to think game 1 probably goes to the Cavs, but you're right, 8.5 points. Maybe that
I
first
think
half
I think the
spread.
Cavs will win. I just think it's too many points.
Yeah, I think they could pull away late. Maybe that first half they start a little slow, and if they don't have the respect for the Pacers like everybody had. But you kind of turned my head. I liked them last year. I liked them throughout the year. I like with the team that they put together. The fact that you have Siakam with Halliburton, they have a lot of other
It's
nice
basically the
pieces.
same team that
Yeah,
got
and
to the
they
Eastern Conference Finals last year.
they're
Like, they
getting a little
truly
bit
didn't change
older.
anything.
Yeah, they get a little bit older. They have a little bit more experience under their belts, and you can't count them out. But this Cavs team is a juggernaut right now. It looks like
Yeah.
they're on a crash course to meet the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think it could be a better game and a better series than we think. I think the series ends up going a little bit deeper than that. I could see it going 6, maybe 7, probably just 6 though. But I've got the Cavs here tonight. I don't think they cover the 8.5, but the Cavs to win the game is definitely a solid one.
Yeah. I agree. I think Cavs win. I just think 8.5 is a lot of points there for the Pacers. I lean on them with the spread if you're looking for a play in game 1 of this Eastern Conference semifinals. But tonight at 8:30 on TNT, we have game 7 in the Western Conference round 1. Golden State heading to Houston to take on the Rockets. Rockets are a 2.5-point favorite, over under at 205.5. Rockets money line is minus 140. Warriors plus 115. Can the Warriors blow another 3-1 lead in back-to-back years?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And then someone brought it up. They were like, "Are they going to blow another 3-1 lead?" I was like, "Oh God, they're in the same spot again." And I would like to
They're a
think
lot better of a team going up against, I don't know, who was it last year? Sacramento?
yeah, but they're also going up against a much better team. You know, this
Yeah.
Rockets team is very good. They're a 2 seed for a reason, and they're playing in Houston. But you got to think Jimmy Butler. You brought him along, playoff Jimmy. You have Draymond Green playing good basketball, and Steph Curry. I mean, he had a great series leading up to this. Before the 2 previous losses, when it was 3-1, everybody thought he was looking like Steph Curry of old, saying this was one of his best runs he's been on, carrying his team while Butler is on the bench and Green. But I don't know. This is a tough spot here. You like these Rockets coming in.
My
Like you're the
original
only
pick was
one.
Rockets in 7. I feel like that still is going to happen, but a betting man, I can't fade Steph Curry in a game 7.
Yeah, so who you
I'm
taking
probably just
today?
not touching this game, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take the Warriors though. I'll go down with the ship. I'll go down with it if I have to. And the fact that you're seeing a plus sign next to him is really nice to me. Especially if you want to tease that Huff. You go and find a teaser. Maybe you tease those Pacers with 8.5 and those Warriors with 2.5. You're
Yeah,
getting a lot of points
you'd
here
get
too.
the pace or you'd get the Warriors at like 7.5 or 8.5, and the Pacers in double digits.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That might not be a bad play to look into. We could throw that possibly on our card. But I like the value of the Warriors here today. I think I'm gonna trust the veterans. I know that Udoka's got those Rockets playing good basketball and they're feisty. They just tied up the series 3-3, have all the momentum. But I'm gonna trust in the veterans, Steph Curry. I'm gonna trust in Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green to get the job done. Steve Kerr's gonna have them playing good basketball and ready to go today. This is gonna be a very hotly contested game. I bet you it's gonna come down the last 5 minutes as most intense basketball games do. I think that over hits tonight as well, sitting at 205.5. I think that's pretty low,
Yeah,
in my
that's a low
opinion.
total for those two teams.
And in a game 7 where people are going to be hitting shots, maybe it's you wait to get a live line because it could start kind of slow too, and then blow up later in that game as the clutch moments are needed. People just start hitting shots under pressure. I'm going to go with the Warriors in the over here, though. I think this is going to be a great game tonight.
Yeah, I think that. I'm definitely excited for that one. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We have another game 7 in the sports world today. This one on the ice in the NHL. The St. Louis Blues heading to Winnipeg to face that whiteout. with the Jets, who are a minus 155 favorite on the money line. Over under at 5 on MGM is insane. Jets minus 1.5 is plus 165, and Blues plus 1.5 is minus 200. Which you've been big on these Jets. I think they win the game. Minus 155 is a little too much juice in a game 7 for me, but I think they handle business.
Yeah, I'm probably taking out here in Rhode Island. We get that -1, which is nice for me to look at. So I'll probably be taking that, but I'm definitely gonna sprinkle on that -1.5 too with a fat plus sign. And I've been saying all series, this St. Louis Blues team can't go into the whiteout and win a game. Every home team's won a game in this series. I know Hellebuck's been shaky. Everybody's saying, do they start Comrie? Do they do this? No, you go with Hellebuck. He's the Vezina winner. I know he has the playoff woes, but this team is too good. I'm shout out to Jim Montgomery for getting this Blues team to a game 7, handling business in their home arena, and almost stealing some in Winnipeg. I think the whiteout
is it more the Blues winning it, or Hellebuck just giving them a lead every game?
It's both. It's both. They're playing good hockey at home. They're kind of stymieing that elite offense, that elite power play. Mark Scheifele being out for the game too is massive. They injured him with a big hit. It's been a very physical series. You and I noted that from the start of it. But they still have a lot of elite scorers. They got Josh Morrissey, one of the best puck moving defensemen in the league. Kyle Connor's a great goal scorer. They have people that can step up in Scheifele's absence too. That are going to Velarde and Ehlers. They're all very good players. So I expect the whiteout to will them to a victory. That was my general note from before is I don't think they can win going into Winnipeg. That's got to be one of the toughest environments to go into. You see all those videos of people walking out onto the ice with all those white benches and seats just going absolutely banana lands. I've got Winnipeg here. I think they do cover that puck line, and I think they might have a resounding win to kind of etch their spot into the second round and go and face those Dallas Stars.
I was gonna say I think they'd get Dallas because the other one is what, Vegas, Edmonton.
Yeah. So if Winnipeg can get on, that's the marquee matchups we want out west.
Yeah.
We got them in the East. Now let's get them in the West.
Yeah, I agree. I think Winnipeg handles business. Minus 155. I think that's a good parlay leg if you want to do a little cross sport. Obviously, it's the only NHL play of the day, but
I think we could see. I think we could see a weak goal or two by Hellebuck. I don't think he has to stand on his head in this one, but I think the Jets put up 5 themselves. But one thing that does have to scare you, a big game winner. I mean, he hasn't looked great in the series, but this is where he usually shows up.
Yeah, it's this is another one I'm excited for. What time is this game again? I don't think I noticed.
It's out west, so it's probably gonna be a night game. I'm gonna guess like 6 to 8.
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's we got Cavs at 6, Jets at 7. Game 7 for the Warriors Rockets at 8:30. Definitely a great day in the world of NBA and NHL. And then as always on Sunday we get a great MLB slate in the afternoon to lead us up to that. We got a couple games at 1:35 that we're going to get into. We'll start out with your Boston Red Sox hosting the Twins, trying to win this series. It's 1-1 right now. Minnesota won yesterday. Red Sox win on Friday. Red Sox are minus 1.5, minus 102, over under at 8.5. Red Sox money line is minus 210. Twins on the money line is plus 170. It's Crochet versus Paddock. Obviously Crochet's, everyone's AL Cy Young pick. I think I said that before. It wasn't like a hot take, but I love the Red Sox to win today. Minus 210. I'll take that in a 2-leg parlay for sure.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take a minus 1.5, sitting just about even there to cover the run line there. They had a tough one last night, losing 4-3. Rain
delay fucked with them too, and they came back after the rain delay.
Yeah, and it was too late, and they had big spots there. They had Raffy with a runner in scoring position in the 9th, Breggy with the runner in scoring position in the 9th, couldn't come through in the clutch. But here they are again.
What's your opinion on those fucking City Connect jerseys? I hate when the Red Sox
wear them. I talk about that all the time. I mean, they're good once in a great while, but they wear them way too much. And I think
that's what I say too. That's what I say about the Pirates ones too. It's like this is like a once a month kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe we wear them around the marathon or around like special days, but like I think the Red Sox like them because A, it sells merch, but B, they think they're successful in those jerseys, and they think they have a good record in them too. So I get why they do it.
I like those colors, but like when you think of the Red Sox, you don't think of blue and yellow. Yeah,
that's what we were talking about. I've had this heated debate with family, friends. The amount of times we've talked about this is crazy. But back to this Red Sox game. Yesterday, they started Hunter Dobbins, who was stepping in for the injured Walker Buehler. He looked great until he got to 5 2/3 innings, and then he blew up, gave up 3 runs there, and that's what ultimately lost in the game with Crochet on the mound. AL Cy Young, your ace. Look at them to shut down this Twins lineup. I don't see many offense coming. Chris Paddock, he's had an up and down start to the season. Yeah, he's a strikeout pitcher, but he gives up the long ball. And playing in Fenway, I like the Red Sox to hit the long ball early and often today. Devers has been on a hot streak. Duran's been on like a 10-game hitting streak.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Crush the ball And then Bregman's one of the best players in the AL right now. Christian Campbell coming off the injured list today to bat fourth, AL Rookie of the Year favorite. Look for this Red Sox team to get going, win the series. Only a game or two back of the Yankees in the standings, so they're right there in the mix, even though
Did
they're
you guys
sitting
lose
just at
Cassis
500.
for the year? Did I
Yeah,
hear
I
that?
mean, that's fine. I'm not mad about that. We need a new first baseman for a while. Never lived up to expectations the last 2 years. I was hoping they'd ship him out, maybe find a new first baseman, maybe shift one of these young prospects or outfielders to the first base because we have Yoshida coming back and Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer in the minors. The amount of bats we have is just crazy. So hopefully they can figure that out. First base has been very unproductive to start the year, so got to go in a different direction. But I like the Sox -1.5 today. You'll probably see that on my card.
Absolutely. I like them on the money line, possibly with this leg here with the Tampa Bay Rays heading to the Yankees. Yankees are -190 on the money line. Over under at 9. Yankees -1.5 here. Also looking to win this series. Rays win yesterday. Yankees win Friday. I'm going to go with the Yankees here. Warren on the mound against Bradley. I'm not big on this Tampa Bay Rays team, especially in New York. I feel like the Yankees kind of have their number. The way Judge is hitting, I could see this get kind of maybe a 6-2, 6-3 final score. If you want to take them on the run line, I like that as well. I'll probably be going Red Sox, Yankees, two-legger.
Yeah, I like the Yankees a lot here too. I know a lot of people here in the chat always high on these Yankees. And I know I'm a big Red Sox guy, but Red Sox Yankees is a great money line parlay today. Will Warren on the mound. I think he's a very underrated pitcher. The fact that they're not playing in Tampa Bay, that minor league park, is the big thing to me. Um, I like them to continue mashing the baseball. Look at Aaron Judge, been the hottest hitter in baseball for the last 162 collective games. In the past month, he had was absolutely absurd, leading in every major stat category. Look for those torpedo bats to stay hot. Ben Rice hitting the ball very well, looking like one of the best hitters in baseball right now. Paul Goldschmidt swinging well. I know Jazz is out for the year now. Maybe Volpe can get going a
No,
little
he
bit
got
more.
suspended for what, 5 games?
No, Jazz is out right now. He's on the IL. I think he's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. They said.
I just saw you got suspended 5 games for like something about the MLB social media policy.
Yeah, he was suspended before, but now he's on the injured list. I think he's there with a hip or a knee, something like that.
Yeah,
Chat, let me know.
he hasn't played in this series, right?
I think he was in like
Or was it
3 days
Friday he got
ago.
hurt?
Yeah, it might have been right before this series kicked off. Let's say the
Yeah.
last game he played in was against Baltimore, so he hasn't played in this
Yeah, it
series.
wasn't this series, yeah.
But I think they're saying it's going to be an extended absence. Let me see if I got a timetable here.
I
Yeah,
feel like every baseball injury they at least sit 3 weeks.
Aaron Boone said it's going to be some time. So it sounds like
Yeah,
he's going to miss a
that's a month
minimum of
plus.
4 to 6 weeks
Yeah.
with an oblique strain. So that's
Just
tough.
anytime in baseball they give you a time frame like that. If it's 4 to 6, it's 6.
Yeah, and
Especially on the Yankees, like it's not Aaron Judge, like he's not rushing back.
you know who's been pretty low for the Yankees lately is Jason Dominguez has been pretty cold, that Rookie of the Year favorite. But
He
luckily
started hot and then
yeah,
he slid off a little bit.
Trent Grisham's been stealing so many at bats from him. He's a good player though, so look for them to continue getting his bat into the lineup. Yeah, we'll see. I love the Yankees here in this spot though. Bradley's been getting lit up a little bit. I know he's a good pitcher, but it's been tough.
Yeah. And then our third game on the slate here, Diamondbacks Phillies, another one. Series on the line today in game 3 of this series. Phillies are -130 on the money line. Diamondbacks +110. Also over under at 9 here. Phillies -1.5 is +155. D-backs +1.5 is -190. It's Suarez versus Rodriguez. I'm big on Ranger Suarez. I like taking the Phillies when he's on the mound. I like them -130 here today. They won yesterday, lost. I believe it was Friday they lost, or Friday they won. Saturday, yesterday the Diamondbacks won. Right? Am I crazy
Yeah,
on that?
the Diamondbacks
No,
lost
Phillies
yesterday
won
to
the past 2
the
days.
Phillies 7-2.
Did they play Thursday then? Is that what I'm thinking?
No, they've been playing.
No, they
They've had
didn't.
this series
So
going.
this is not a series on the line. Phillies are up 2-0. I think they go for the sweep here in Philly today.
Yeah, I mean, that pitching staff for the Diamondbacks is always tough to go against, and they've been quieting Corbin Carroll's bat. He's cooled down a little bit. I still think he's the MVP front runner in the NL for me. I know Otani's out there, Tatis, James Wood's been looking great too. But Eduardo Rodriguez versus Ranger Suarez, one of the better matchups here. Two lefties going head to head. Oh, we got the chat working. Chat, I can't believe the chat's up here now. Let's go. We got you guys here. Let me know what you're saying here. I can actually talk to you guys. Saying you got Ben Rice for a home run today. It's a nice bet. But back to this Phillies Diamondbacks game. Yeah, I got the D-backs here on the money line. I'm not going to touch this game though, personally. I'm gonna look for them to get going. D-backs lost yesterday because they sold me 700. Oof, why are you betting on the D-backs against the Phillies, Huff? That's crazy to me. I'm not touching this game. Would you? Like, is this one of your favorite ones? This
I
is
don't know
more
if
of
I'm
one you
actually, yeah,
watch.
for a pick, I lean on the Phillies with Suarez on the mound at home, but I don't know if I'll actually be taking that -130.
Yeah, I think this is a tough one to bet on. This is more of a game you watch, and there's two elite pitchers. I know that Rodriguez has had a tough year so far, but it's tough to go against. I had Nola on the mound, man. Yeah, Nola's had one of the most up and down season, James. He's like that. It's just he's a very volatile
Didn't he
pitcher. He's
start
got
0
the great
5?
stuff. Yeah, he's got great stuff, but then he showed out on Sunday Night Baseball. Phillies money line cash yesterday. Mariners parlay was a nail biter. Yeah, Super Mario mentality. Huff, we had that Mariners pick
Yep,
on
we
the
were on the
money line
Mariners.
yesterday, 2-1. That was fun to see. So I like that pick there. But yeah, we're not going to touch this Phillies D-backs game today, chat. If anybody is, let me know what you're really going with. But let's get into some next games, 'cause I know we got some other good picks coming.
Yeah, another close game today at 2:10, a divisional matchup in the NL Central. The Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brewers. Shota Imanaga and Freddie Peralta
Pitching
on the mound.
showdown.
Cubs are -118. Brewers are -102. Over under at 7.5. Which way do you lean here?
Yeah, again, another battle of two stud lefties. Chat, let me know if you're backing the Cubs or the Brewers. I think the Cubs are one of the best teams in the MLB. I don't know about you guys. I was very against them to start the year, and the more and more I watched them, Kyle Tucker jumped on the scene. The pitching's doing well. Jameson Taillon yesterday getting another win. I've got him in fantasy, and his percentage owned just keeps rising. Then I got Shota on the mound at -115. The thing is, he's going up against Peralta, who's one of the best pitchers in the league, too. Two strong NL lefties head to head with basically a pick 'em on the money line. We're gonna go with the Cubs though, Huff. I'm not gonna fade these
Yeah,
Cubs
I
bats.
agree.
I know they're on the road in Milwaukee, but this Cubs lineup can mash the baseball. Maybe they'll get Matt Shaw up there too today. Cubs are wild dogs to the north with them. Tigers from Detroit. Yeah, I like the Tigers too a lot. We had the Tigers to win the division. That was our long shot pick for that AL. But back to this Cubs game. I like Shota to shut down this Brewers offense. I don't think they're going to get many runs today. Then look for the Cubs to power up again. Very similar game to yesterday. I think it was like 7-2 yesterday. Cubs
Mhm.
kind of blew the brakes off early and they held on. I think I see the same thing happening, and the pitching staff shuts them down once again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the Cubs there as well. I think that's a good one to take straight -115. You could probably find that at -110. So definitely shop your odds there. It's -118 on MGM. That's probably where I'll be taking it. But the last game that we have to get into tonight is Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Braves. Dustin May, Bradley Elder.
Bryce
Dodgers
Elder.
are
Bryce Elder.
-145 on the money line. Braves +120. Over under at 9. Dodgers -1.5 is +115. Braves +1.5 -140. Which way do you lean here on your LA Dodgers? I feel like you're a Dodgers
I'm a
correspondent.
bandwagon LA Dodgers. Ever since Mookie Betts went there, my guy, I gotta respect him. And then Shohei Ohtani goes there too. It's like, how do you not love this team? I don't care if you call me a bandwagon. I mean, this is just fun baseball to watch. The fact that the Dodgers are sitting at -145 today is nuts to me. Bryce Elder is going to get absolutely demolished on the mound today. Thing is, I'm not super strong in Dustin May. I think my favorite play might be the over here. I think we're seeing double digits on Sunday Night Baseball. We saw Ohtani go off last night. He had that home run. I think he went 3 for 4 with a walk. I think Marcell Ozuna is going to go off for the other side too. Look for both these pitchers to not last very long. I think neither of them is going to throw a quality start today. They're both going to stay under 4 innings, in my opinion. And it's going to be heavy bullpen game. The bats are going to mash. Mookie Betts, let's get going. Look at Andy Pages. He's been one of the hottest guys in baseball lately. If you play fantasy baseball, let's go grab him. I thought we would have a 2-1 series with the Braves. Love them to sweep the series. Yeah, I think they could too. I've got the Dodgers here to win this game. Best team in the league for a reason, in my opinion. I know that sometimes we shift on the power rankings because other people are surging, like the Mets. Mackey wouldn't let me say that right now. But now, oh, look, now they've passed the Mets in the standings, Huff. Doubleheader for the Mets today. This is
Mets have been on
very,
a little skid against these Cardinals.
yeah, now they got the doubleheader today. So that'll be interesting to see. They got Miguel going, though. He's a stud. But
That's
back,
game 2. Who's going in game 1 of that?
I don't know. I'd probably like
Tidwell
Peterson.
versus Fetty. Yeah,
Who's
Mets will probably win that first one. I can't. I think that Fetty
He's
guy's
good.
terrible.
No, he was good. He's having a tough year this season, but he was good the last couple years. Remember they brought him in from I think the White Sox.
White Sox, yeah.
Yeah, at the trade deadline. But yeah, we're on the Dodgers -145. I personally am, but I like the team total over for the Dodgers. I like the full game over for the Dodgers. I like a lot of runs here on Sunday Night Baseball. Look for these two strong lineups to mash. Chat, do you want us to do a rundown of the games? We'll go through every game and give you your picks. Chat, let me know your favorite picks for this one too. Huff, I'll go through it real quick. Let me know if you disagree with any of
Go
these.
ahead.
Red
Go
Sox,
ahead. Yeah.
Twins. We got Crochet Paddock. I'm gonna go with the Red Sox -1.5 with the ace on the mound. You agree there?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Back to the Mets and Cardinals. Game one. You and I are kind of split decision on this one. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals and Fetty at the +105. Not gonna be my favorite one, but I'll go with the Cardinals here. You're on the Mets. They're getting a friendly line, but I don't like the bullpen game or the young pitcher, whoever that is. Tidwell
Yeah.
going for the Mets. Going to Royals Orioles. I'm gonna go with the Royals here, sitting at +110. Michael Lorenzen's kind of turned the corner. If you play fantasy, go add him in your leagues. I think he's a strong game. I know it's a tough lineup. And they're going up against Kyle Gibson, who got absolutely demolished by the New York Yankees. Look for Bobby Witt and Co. to go to town on him again. Send him to the bullpen early as they'll wait guys like Chase McDermott, Zach Eflin, and Grayson Rodriguez to come off the IL, start pitching for him because these guys that are starting for the Orioles right now are bad. This is a historically bad team with a tough turnaround from last year. Back to the Padres. They're going with Kolek against Heaney today. Your boy Heaney's had a good year, but his last start was very brutal. I think the Padres sitting at underdogs again is a nice line. I
Yeah,
know
that's
that
crazy.
they've struggled a bit and they have a new pitcher on the mound, but they won the other day on the money line against the Pirates when they were underdogs. If I see a plus sign against the Pirates with a very good team, especially from the NL West, I got to take it. Sorry to say. Heaney, I think he overplayed his projections. He's not actually that good. But we'll see. Tampa Bay Rays and New York Yankees. We already went over that one. We love the Yankees here -1.5. You can throw them in a money line parlay leg. That's what Huff's going to do too. He's going to go with the Red Sox and the Yankees on the money line parlay. I personally am going to take each straight -1.5. Whatever you do, both should get the same result in my opinion. Going to Cleveland and Toronto. Actually, a really good pitching matchup. Bowden Francis got lit up by the Red Sox last time he was out. I think he's a really good hurler for those Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays here. I like
Yeah.
the Blue Jays.
Tanner Bibby's a great pitcher too. He hasn't had the season that everybody's expecting him to have. I like the Blue Jays too, though. They're starting to hit the ball. Bo Bichette turning around a bit. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. finding his swing a little bit there. Some of the other bats stepping up as well. -120, basically a pick 'em there. We'll go with the Blue Jays. They're not my favorite play. I still think it's a tough matchup. But I'm not high on these Guardians. So overrated compared to previous
Yeah, I'm
years.
not big on them either.
A's and Marlins. Oh God, did anybody else in the chat have the A's like us yesterday? They sold us big time. Kyle Stowers walk-off home run off of Mason Miller. Tough scene there in Miami. Today, Huff, I think they get the job done. It's Edward Cabrera. I think he's actually a pretty good pitcher, but he's going up against JP Sears, JP Sleep, I like to call him. I think the bats are going to stay hot for the A's. We saw Rooker hit a bomb. Look at Lawrence Butler, Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers. There's so many.
Yeah,
good
I like the A's in this one too.
Me too. I think they put up a crooked number. We'll take them on the money line to be safe, -125. But I do think they blow out the Marlins in a little anger get back revenge game of last night. D-backs Phillies, we went through that one. Tough matchup there. I lean D-backs. Huff leans the sweep, I think, but it's going to be a great game. We'd rather watch that one than bet on it. Cubs Brewers win over that one. Someone in chat saying Peralta definitely a righty, so thanks for correcting me there. But I still got Shota at -110. Pick them for the Cubs here. Let's see the hot bats stay strong. Let's go Cubbies. Throw that one on the card. Houston and Chicago White Sox. This is going to be a Lance McCullers Jr. return game. We haven't seen this guy pitch in the MLB in a while, but remember how good he was when they were winning World Series? He's one of the top pitchers there. Bryce Wilson, a reliever in the rotation right now, stepping in for some of the injured White Sox pitching staff. I think it's Martin Perez they took the spot of, who's out now for 10 to 12 weeks, something like that. So yeah, let's go with the Astros here, -1.5. Hoff, you're probably gonna see this play on my card. I don't like Bryce Wilson covering the lineup for the White Sox. And I think Lance McCullers Jr., he was always great. He's gonna step up and have a great one. Mariners Rangers, a great series here. It's Evans who's taking the spot of, I believe is it Logan Gilbert that's on the
I was gonna
shelf
say
now?
Gilbert, I think.
Yeah, there's so many pitchers on the shelf. George Kirby still out. Going against Jacob deGrom. This is
Has
Jacob
Kirby
deGrom.
pitched yet this year?
No, he has not pitched yet this year. And I don't know when he's back either, but that's a big miss for this Mariners team that's looking to win the division, sitting at 20-12. I picked them to win the division. Now they're up there. Meanwhile, the Rangers have DeGrom going. He looks like DeGrom of old. He looks like vintage DeGrom. The numbers he's putting up are great, and the Rangers love to see that because they've had a tough year. Just sent down Jake Berger. But I'm going to go with the Rangers here. I think they're too much.
I like a -1.5. I like the value there.
I don't think they're going to be able to score that. Mariners offense, I know it's been strong with Cal Raleigh leading the league in home runs now, and Rosarina helping jumpstart them, and Polanco stepping up. Julio Rodriguez hasn't really shown up, but DeGrom's going to limit that offense. Is that what you're thinking too?
Yeah, I think this could be like a 3-1, 4-1 game.
Yeah, great.
Low scoring.
Next one, here's an easy one for you. Giants minus 1.5. Nice parlay leg. Logan Webb against German Marquez. Colorado Rockies on the road against the San Francisco Giants. Logan Webb's one of the best pitchers in the NL. Cy Young potential. Let's go with the Giants there. Tigers Angels. Corey Seager back too. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Thanks for shouting that out, chat. He's one of the better players. Maybe that Rangers team could turn around, only sitting a little under 500. Tigers Angels, though, we got Reese Olson, one of my favorite pitchers, young guys on the block. He had a tough start, turned down the other day. Going up against Koknowicz and the Angels here. Angels has been a little bit of a surprise. They had a nice win yesterday, good 7.2 from Kyle Hendricks. But I think Reese Olson dominates today. I look for him to go 6+ in a winning effort. This Tigers team, 21-13 now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Love it. Let's see them continue to win. Nats Reds, who do we got on the bump here today? It's Mackenzie
Gore versus
Gore against
Martinez.
Nick
I lean
Martinez.
on the
I
Nats.
love the Nats. How good is Mackenzie Gore?
Yeah. Plus money, plus
Strikeout
100 on the Nationals with Mackenzie Gore on the mound.
Yeah, basically a pick 'em. So let's look at the Nats here. The Reds, I'm not high on Martinez. I normally bet on the Reds a lot too, but not with that pitcher on the staff today. And then game
I
two.
wish I didn't yesterday.
Yeah,
But
right.
Tigers lost too, so I would have just sweat that out for no
It's
reason.
Lodolo, though. I like that pick you had yesterday too, but he's just been losing games lately. I don't know why. Maybe he's got to turn around.
I don't even remember who was pitching for the Nationals. I was like, they have the clear pitching
Trevor
advantage here.
Williams, I believe.
Yeah, Trevor Williams. That was it.
Yeah, and usually you see Trevor Williams, you're like, yeah, I'm going against him. But he had a solid game. And then game two for the Mets and Cardinals, Palante and Megill. I like Megill to get the job done today. He's pitching like an all-star so far this year. Palante's look good too. He's a young, solid pitcher. And then we have the Dodgers minus 1.5. Chat, I see some picks here. Red Sox and Giants minus 1.5 parlay. Thoughts? Love it. Astros, Red Sox, Giants, Tigers. Love all that too. That's what I'm on. Dodgers, yeah, Yankees. A lot of the ones we like today, I'll just run through it real quick, read through. Red Sox. Padres, Yankees, A's, Cubs, Astros, Rangers, Giants, Tigers, Nats, and Dodgers. Those are their picks of the day. It's going to be a great day. Look for our plays though, Huff. Tell them to go where to find us because we're going to be having plays posted today. We've been hot on the card.
Yeah, hit the book.pod on Instagram. We'll get all of our plays out, say by noon or so, give or take. I think these first games start at 1:15 with the Mets game 1. I don't know if we'll have an official play there, so maybe say by 12:30 we should have plays out for you to tail all these. 2-2 yesterday, 3-0 the day before. Looking to keep it hot. We've been pretty on fire in the MLB card after a rough start. We dug ourselves out of a negative 10 unit hole, and we're back to even now. So looking to keep the good times rolling in the MLB. But I think that's going to do it. We had a good list of games, couple game 7s. He went through all of our MLB picks. I'll kind of bounce through some of the other ones. NBA, Ace was on the Warriors. I think the Rockets get the job done. I might end up betting it. I don't know if I'm going
Warriors
to.
at a plus sign, Huff. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Warriors, but I think it's a tough matchup. That's going to be a great game. That might be one I just want to watch. We're on opposite sides there. Pacers, we both said we like the plus 8.5. And then in the NHL, we like the Jets to get the job done in game 7 and advance to take on the Dallas Stars. But like I said, Ace, you got anything else? Any other things you want to get into? Or we all set?
Yeah, I think that Winnipeg Jets game is going to be nuts up there. Chat, we are definitely go tune into our Instagram. We're going to get our official plays posted there. L is saying Cavs game over 219. Slam that, Huff. Maybe that's something we look into. Both games.
Pacers are an over team. I like the 219. I'm seeing 230.5.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he's got an alt line. He's got Mobley on a double today. And someone's saying Athletics money line. Yeah, we love the A's on the money line here today. Get back in the win column. Beat up Edward Cabrera for the Marlins. But we're going to have a lot of plays posted. Go follow us. Instabooks pod on Instagram. We're going to have our plays posted. We've been cashed in the NHL, NBA, and MLB. So definitely tune in, and we got you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys this week.